Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, fucking wow. I've literally just ended the stream so I could do this. Wow. What a game. Thoroughly fucking deserved. The better team for the whole game. And I said it on the stream, like, as a Leicester fan, you cannot look forward to watching games like that. You cannot be happy watching games like that. Watching your team play the way that Leicester do. Honestly, awful. Awful. But give me just 2 moments. Let me. Um. Yeah, we got our reaction. Here we go. If I can just quickly sort this out. There we go. And bang. There we go. Again, not much to talk about from a game point, but you can see by the momentum here just how much we dominated the game. These are the scores on the side for those of you that care. But look at that, 12 shots with none on target. Let's go to all their stats. Look at that, 3 on target. They had 5 shots outside the box. 5. Honestly, like so easy to defend against. Look at somewhere some of their shots are coming from. Like fuck me. And these are all like half chances at best. Carranza, that was his overhead kick. That was probably the closest they come to scoring was that overhead kick. But big, like obviously the last 15, 20 minutes of the game we're kind of holding on. But I need to say, oh, I feel for him. I really fucking do. Because when you've scored one goal all season and it only came last week against QPR, like you do kind of like obviously that's going to play in your mind every week. You want to score as a striker, you want to score, but knowing how long you've gone without scoring and then you finally get one, you know that's not enough, and then to have a penalty, oh, it wasn't a good pen. It's a good save. Stalacic gets his flowers. It's a good save, but honestly, it's a good height. It's not in the corner. Not absolutely blasted either. Should have killed the game off. Instead, we're biting our nails for the last 10 minutes. Aziz, what more has to be said? If he doesn't win Player of the Month, fuck knows. A goal contribution every game this month by Coventry. We don't talk about that. But honestly, we were fucking brilliant. And I don't want to hear anything from anyone that watched this game, whether you're Leicester, Millwall, or a neutral, say that Leicester should have had this, should have had that. Leicester deserved nothing. We fully deserved this win. We were brilliant. Mazzucco should have had a 7.5 and Ballo a 7 at least. Crocombe got 6.6. Didn't do anything. He faced 0.05 XG. That's how bad Leicester were. And Ivanovic, yeah, he missed his pen. But I feel like Mitchell ran the show. Should have had a 7 rating from when he came on. Negley, again, 6.5. And Maku and Joe Bryan didn't really do fuck all. Obviously they came on literally 89-34, something like that was the minute they came on. No, they came on in the 90th because they came on, it would have been 90th, 90 plus 0 in the 91st minute. But again, like, I wasn't that, other than that one chance they had, like their final ball, like they were terrible. They really were. Akoli and Vestergaard, sure, were okay. They dealt with Ivanovic pretty well. But honestly, comfortable game, and it just shows when Millwall are a better footballing side than you. We live in a world where Millwall are a greater footballing side than a team that 10 years prior won the Premier League. But that sees us third. Obviously, we play Oxford in our next game next Saturday. But yeah, like 2 points off of second, 4 points clear of Preston and Charlton and Hull, who unfortunately couldn't get the win over Charlton. And we're now looking at upwards. Can we get in ahead of Middlesbrough? And just think, if we had a good performance against Middlesbrough, who today needed a late-ish equaliser, 80th minute, to get a point, which would have seen us go a point behind them. Nice, we finally have a positive goal difference for once. But we always said that this should be the year, this has to be the year. We've been saying that all season. Regardless of how well we've played, the start we've had, this is the best start to a... Okay. This is the best start to a season we've had since like the 95-96 season. 23 points from 12 games, almost 2 points per game. Almost. Something like 1.8 or 1.9. And we are the second best form team, obviously Coventry being us here. 4 wins on the spin. And we're still underperforming our XG. And we're about there for goals, expected goals conceded. We're finally climbing the table for our home form, which obviously West Brom, Stoke and Leicester, winning 3 out of our last 4 home games. Or why do I say that? Just say winning our last 3 home games. Wow. Where do we begin? Yeah, this goal. Honestly, Leicester didn't really threaten us. We had a couple decent chances. We had a couple decent chances, yes, but nothing really clear cut. Their keeper made a good couple of saves midway through the game, midway through the first half. Sorry, but this goal, fucking brilliant again. Think back to the Mitchell goal against West Brom, the Aziz goal against West Brom, the Mitchell assist. Similar goal. It's just from closer this time and a different finish. Clipped from Denor. Aziz brings it down on his right foot, sees the keeper coming out, just dinks it over him with his weak right foot. Femi Aziz could finish this season as top goal scorer. He won't win Golden Boot, that's going to one of 5 Coventry players. But if anyone deserves a spot in the team of the season so far, it's him. Absolutely fucking influential. 4 goals and 1 assist in 6 games that he's played. Look at that. 8.1, 0.2, 0.3, and now 8.8 today. 8.9 today. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. They finally raised Mazusako up a little bit. And Ballo up a bit. And Crocombe got 7.8 in the end. Deserved. 7.3 to their 6.5. Deserved. We were by far the better team. We played them off the park at times. Leicester tried to get Leicester tried to just get their Fatima and Mongo and run down the channels, and when Leonard and Sturge caught up with them, they tried little intricate plays with Ramsey floating in and around in behind Sturge around to stretch Cooper. But other than that, they didn't really do much. In the first half, they had 6 touches in our box, and 3 of them were shots. What did that end up being? Touches inside, yeah, 21. And that was mainly because of the last 10 minutes. Again, it's a shame Ivanovic missed his pen. But other than Aziz's goal, it's another game where a couple of half chances for us. Not really much else to commentate on. A couple of decent chances. Um, but yeah, I thought we were fantastic today once again, and if we can play like this every week, obviously we're gonna have the odd chance where, or we're gonna have the odd game where we don't have the best of games or we play badly, and we've shown that so far this season with the way that we've played. Like, look at our results, like inconsistencies. So inconsistent at the start, beating Norwich, then losing to Middlesbrough, beating Sheffield United, then losing to Wrexham, drawing with Charlton, beating Watford, drawing with Swansea, losing to Cov. West Brom, QPR, Stoke, now Leicester, 4 wins on the spin. Hopefully, we've now got that consistency because in the league we haven't, up until the QPR game where we beat QPR after West Brom, we hadn't had two results like the same, like outcomes, win, loss, or draw. So hopefully we've now found that consistency and win, draw, win, maybe lose. That one could be a slippery one, but probably win, 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 probably lose that. And we're picking up 3, 4, 7, 8. We'll be realistic and say that's a draw. 11, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 points from our next 6 games. Would see us on 14 points from our next 6 games, would see us on 37 points from 18 games. So just over 2 points per game. Which, obviously, the average gives you 2 points a game, would give you 92 points, which would definitely see. I don't think anyone but Coventry is going to hit anything higher than 85 or 80. I'm not even sure anyone goes over 80 in this league. This is the closest the promotion contention will be. And we have to stake our claim. We have to stamp our authority and make sure we're in that fucking list the whole season. I don't want to see us drop out of the top 6 now for the rest of the season. If we can do that, if that happens, then I feel we'll get promoted. But we have to play like we did against Leicester and Stoke, even QPR and West Brom. All 4 of these games weren't like a smash and grab 1-0 win where we've nicked a goal and sat back for the whole game trying to fend off pressure like the old Millwall used to be. We've actually played really fucking well. Watford again was a shit job. That wasn't one where we just sat back. We were shit. That game was shit. That was 2 shit teams. Charlton, again, shit. Managed to nick a draw because they're fucking useless. Swansea, again, not good. And we've had to nick a goal, and then the game's kind of died off. And then we played the way we did against Watford, Swansea, Charlton. Palace was a good performance. We was just unlucky. But Charlton, Watford, and Swansea, we brought that performance into Coventry and got fucking whooped. And it wasn't even because Coventry were good. If Coventry had actually like played well in this game, they could have battered us by 10. They scored 3 of their goals because we weren't good enough, not because they were good. We just handed it on a plate to them. And once they'd gone 2-0 up, once they got their second goal, they didn't need to try anymore. They didn't need to get out of second gear. But West Brom, QPR, Stoke, and Leicester all teams in and around the top six, like QPR, Leicester, West Brom have just been knocked down, and Stoke are all inside the top half of the table. Before today, I think West Brom would have been top 10. I think. Yeah, because Preston wouldn't have overtaken West Brom. So before today, West Brom, Leicester, QPR, and Stoke would have all been top 10. And that's the thing, like, I've always said it. Our season won't be defined on games like these. Our season will be defined on games like these, where we go to an Oxford, or not Preston, but like a Sheffield Wednesday. Fucking play Derby, Blackburn. Like, those games will determine our season. Because it's the same old Millwall. We always are in every game that we play against a team that's in and around the top six come the end of May. Or beginning of May, end of the season. But it's always the teams. Last year it was Cardiff. Year before that, or a couple of years before that, when we bottled it to Blackburn on the final day, we had Wigan struggling against teams like Blackpool and Huddersfield. Like, our season will be defined on how we do against these lot. But that'll do it from me. There's not much more to say, really. I've not really done a. Yeah, Alex Hill's coming in 1.9 points per game. Which, again, if we took that average, would give us 87 points. There or thereabouts. 87.4. But basically 87 points. 87 points will be enough to see us automatically promoted, I feel. In my opinion. This is the lowest standard the Championship has been all for a while. You've always had either your parachute teams that come down and go straight back up, or you've had teams like Coventry, and not Coventry specifically, but teams that are like Coventry, and they've been there for a while, and they're always been in around the top six. They can never get it over the line, and then finally, they either go up or eventually, like Blackburn and Norwich, Sheffield United, just fall off a cliff. But there's always the two or three teams, always the parachute teams, funnily enough, that always are in and around the top four. Last year we had Sunderland infiltrate them, which was quite a surprise. At the expense of Sheffield United. We could be that Sunderland, and I don't see why we can't. But instead of, it could be a 3, 4, 5 way battle. It could be just a 2 way battle. We could fall off a cliff, lose against Oxford, and then we're fucked. And then we lose Birmingham, draw Preston, lose Portsmouth. As a Millwall fan, you never fucking know. And that's why I love this fucking club. And I wouldn't have it any other fucking way. Don't get it twisted. I'd love if things were straightforward and we pissed the rest of the season. Winning every fucking game would be lovely. But this is Millwall we're talking about. Regardless of the fact that it's not just Millwall, it's like that's never going to happen in football. Even Coventry are going to lose another game this season at some point. 2-2, fuck those. But they'll end up losing a game and then going on another 10 game win streak again. Like, it's definitely unrealistic. But the fact that obviously I'm asking Millwall to do this is borderline insane. But just take where we are in for a while and enjoy it. No one can say anything about this onwards. sure, people could talk about these games and how we may get lucky or we hung on, but the fact that we're the only team to beat Coventry in any competition so far that's not what I clicked on. The fact that we're the only team to beat Coventry in any competition this year could be a good sign. Could be a good sign. And before anyone comes at me saying, "Oh, Coventry rotated," fuck off, fuck off. This is the team they fucking started with. Bollocks. We had fucking Fat Fuck Nisbet, Emarku, Jack fucking Howland, Dan Kelly, Kamal Grant, and Wes Harding. Fuck off. And we brought on Adam Mayer, Ajay Matthews, Sheldon Kendall, and Bangura Williams. Bangura Williams less so, because obviously I feel like he should be a first team regular. Well, they brought on Hadji Wright, Victor Torp, Jack McDoney, Jane De Silva, and Liam Kitching, all 5 of which start for them. And they were all on with 20 minutes to go. And they only managed to score 1, which was a pen. That's what I'm saying. This is the best squad of any Millwall side that I can remember in my lifetime. I will say. Yes, 2004 was technically in my lifetime and we made the FA Cup final. But, again, I was just about a year old. But if there's ever a year for us to do it, this is the year. If we could sort out these fucking injuries. Fuck's sake. But we'll take it. We'll carry on. Also, all these market values are strange. Where's Aziz? Where's Aziz? Doughty's 3.9 mil. He should be like 5 mil. Actually, no, 3.9 is fair. Aziz 1.1 mil. Brother's 10 mil. Just easy. He's English. He's performing well. We demand 10 million for him. We should anyway. 24 years old. Dropping performances the way he is. Fuck me. Believe, lads. Believe.